You're listening to From the Midlands, the stories of people making a difference across the region. Our presenter is Gail Downey.
Hello, in this episode of From the Midlands, we're at a band rehearsal in Warwickshire to hear how a music programme is making a difference to young people in the Midlands. Spark Youth Music teaches them how to play, write, record and promote their band. But as their slogan says, it's much more than a musical journey. I'm joined now by the organiser, Claire Thomas. Claire, how did this start?
How did it come about, Gail? Well, as most things do, this came about by something that was personal to us, something that was a need that we found. Our son Sam, who's now 18, he's a bit of a musician, played all the instruments and wanted to be in a band. So he went to somewhere in Stratford for a while, Stratford Music Centre, and they put them in bands and they did that and it was really great. But unfortunately that shut down after many years. So really we had no intention of forming any community interest company, anything like that. It's just a private thing that we did around the house with Sam and his friends. And we decided to run it from our house and put them in a band. So that's how it all started.
And do you have to have the ability to play, to sing, to write music, to be part of Spark?
Not at all, Gail. So when it first started, Sam had quite a bit of experience of being a musician and so did his bandmates. But what we found was it was so much more than that. It was about, raising their self-esteem and confidence. We did things like get them some T-shirts, they did posters, photo shoots, all that kind of thing. And so they had this real sense of self-esteem because they were in a band. So it's helping their mental health as well. And there's all the work skills and the life skills and all that kind of thing. So the things that we brought into it were perhaps what others hadn't done before. So just going back to your original question, what we wanted to do, that was what was one of the main focuses, to get all these other things in life skills, work skills, mental health awareness, that kind of stuff. But what we also wanted to do, which others perhaps don't do, especially if they're commercial concerns, is that usually kids have to have a certain level of experience to go and join something like this. And that comes at a cost, which a lot of kids will never be able to do it because their parents just can't afford that kind of level of commitment. Guitar lessons, piano lessons every week, £30 here, £40 there, all the transport around. So we were really determined that what we did at Spark when we set it up was two things: focus on mental health and the well-being of the child. So it's not only about being the next Bruce Springsteen or the Beatles or the Foo Fighters, even better, but actually what we want to do is make sure it's accessible for everybody. So anybody can join with no experience whatsoever, and that was the main aim of the game, to get kids in. Some will have a little bit of experience, of course, but 80% of them come with zero experience, never touched an instrument before, and the aim is to teach them. It's not one-to-one teaching, but it's teaching them in groups through playing cover versions.
What if children are interested and they come along but find that they don't have the aptitude to play an instrument?
Well, I think actually Spark, as you said in your opening, is so much more than music anyway. So there's always something for all of them. It's all about being in a band and that friendship they form. They do posters, they design their own logos, have band photo shoots. So, some kids will find the aspect of it more exciting than the music part. They might tap into something where they decide that, I'd really like to have a go at photography, or I really am good at this logo design. But most of the kids really enjoy the music part. I think they've got to have a vague interest in music and liking it. But of course some will always be more capable than others, or more musical naturally. But actually what we do, we choose cover songs so that even the most basic of musical ability, they can join in, and whether that be even with a tambourine sometimes. We have one of our summer programmes is a SEND specific programme over in Warwick. So we have a massive amount of different abilities there. Some who aren't really very communicative, they can't really pick up a bass guitar, for example, and play that, or the drums. But they join in with percussion, and the joy they get from that is just, in itself, it's brilliant. So yeah, there's no barriers, any ability or any experience.
Now, you're a community interest group, you're running summer programmes, but you also help out in terms of organising bands for refugees, young refugees who've come over.
Absolutely. So this is a summer programme. It's funded by Warwickshire County Council as part of their holiday and food scheme. There's many all over Warwickshire, and ours is one of them, focusing on music, obviously. But throughout the year, we try and get funding, because we are a community interest company. We rely on funding, and we basically, it's not just refugees and asylum seekers, but any kids that are vulnerable, really. So kids who perhaps from disadvantaged backgrounds, those suffering mental health, those suffering bereavement, asylum seekers, refugees, loads of kids like that. Anybody who's suffering really with their mental health and needs a boost to their self-esteem and confidence. From January till about May this year, we did do a band programme which involved a band of refugees and asylum seekers. It was absolutely an amazing experience. Some of these kids came over here, they'd only been here a few weeks, some of them, couldn't speak English, some of them, and all from different parts of the world. And I think that's the most amazing thing about being in a band for any of these kids. Doesn't matter where they're from, what their age is, whether boy, girl, how they identify, what their background is, religion, colour, it doesn't matter. Being in a band brings everyone together. There's that sense of common purpose, and they just join as a unit straight away and have a natural support network. It's quite amazing to see.
Now, it's not just you that's involved. Both of your sons, Sam and Brad, are involved.
Dragged along. Well, what we really like at Spark, actually, well, Sam and Brad are both musicians in the south. Sam a bit more because he really wants a career in music and playing, all the instruments. And actually, it's evolved because of Sam and his needs, really. So it's only right he should cut back into it and help us out. But what we really like is the fact that, we find the kids, as they come through the last few years, they're then coming back as junior tutors or senior tutors in Sam and Brad's case, actually, and they are now running the thing, and they're only pretty young themselves. They're really great kids, but what we find is the young people they are working with, they absolutely love it because they're not that much older than Gail, and so they're kind of like a real role model for them, and they kind of look up to them and they think they're cool. Well, the tutors hope that they think they're cool, actually. But there you go. So they are involved. But all our tutors across the board, they are incredible. And I've said this a few times this week. We could get 1,000 guitar teachers or multi-talented musicians from Google. That's no problem at all, but that's not what we need. We need that, plus we need them to buy into this idea and really be part of this thing, that it's so much more than music. It's about having a positive social impact on these kids' lives and making a real change. Not all of them will go on to superstardom and getting a Grammy. Some may, some have actually gone on to college being inspired by doing what we do. To do music, but most of them won't. But it's about making that impact in their life, giving them that self-esteem, confidence, getting them up there on stage, making them feel that they are important, they are special, because a lot of these kids do come with backgrounds where they have had situations where their confidence has been eroded for various reasons, bullying, bereavement, this kind of thing. And so this is super important, and those tutors totally get that, and we're so honoured to have them all on board, really, and making a massive difference to these kids' lives all over Warwickshire.
Let's go and talk to some of the youngsters.
Let's do it.
Liv, what made you decide to get involved with Spark?
Well, I really like music, and when I heard it was like joining a band, I thought it'd be good to make new friends that have the same interests as me. And I just really like music, so I wanted to do it.
And what are you playing here? What are you learning to play?
I'm playing the guitar.
And coming here, you said it is good to make new friends.
Yeah, it's really good because they are all older than me. I'm the youngest, but they are really nice and they're really funny as well. So it makes the day feel better, basically. Just have that little bit of joy in the mornings.
Josh, the same questions to you.
Well, I've always wanted to play an instrument, so I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to learn.
And what are you playing?
I'm playing the drums currently.
And how's that going?
Going quite well.
And have you got any kind of icons, idols drum players that you like?
Not really, I just sort of followed my dreams.
Henry?
I've been playing the keyboard, and I've enjoyed playing all the songs in a band because I like working together.
And what fun has it been while you've been here with learning stuff with Brad and everybody?
It's been really fun making mistakes because it just makes really funny sounds sometimes.
Joel?
Really, it's just that it's a nice experience to learn an instrument, be able to play it with other people, then perform a concert at the end to show what we've all achieved. And it's been fun working in a team for a band.
And what has it done in terms of building your confidence?
I'm much more confident with the songs I play on my instrument, the drums.
So Millie, what made you join Spark and what are you enjoying about it?
I'm playing guitar, and I like that. You're in a band, but it's not all like quiet and you're not speaking to everyone because you know everyone. It also has boosted my confidence because I can like play in front of other people.
So as Claire said, she has both of her sons, Brad and Sam, as tutors here in Warwickshire. Brad, first of all, what made you decide to get involved?
I like music and I play piano, so I can teach.
What have you been teaching? What kind of things? Tell me what your kind of summer has been like.
Well, I've been teaching Valerie, Rolling in the Deep and When September Ends to the pianist in our band, yeah.
And how's it going?
I'd say very well, especially considering he's never played piano before.
And how do you think the kids have changed since they first came to you and now in terms of not just musical confidence, but also their own internal confidence?
Well, with the music, obviously, they've all of them have gotten better and been doing really brilliantly. But I think in terms of them developing personally, they've just been really brilliant there. At this point, which is we're on the final day now, they're all just really close friends and they just really enjoy being here. I'd say some of them were definitely more confident when they came in, but they've all kind of gotten onto each other's levels and be able to speak to each other really confidently, and they're just friends now. And that's really brilliant.
That's fabulous, thank you. Let's chat to Sam. Now Sam, I understand you actually want a career in music.
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk me through what you've been doing over the summer.
Like Brad said, we've been doing this for 2 weeks. This is final day now. And it's just, we've got these two bands, and with my band, I've been teaching them 2 cover songs, and we've been trying to write an original as well. And so what I kind of try and do to make it kind of a bit less intimidating for the original song is make it about food. So it shows them like kind of the basics of songwriting and of like playing covers and stuff like that throughout the programme. But also it's like not so intimidating, and also there's a bit of light-hearted fun and they can laugh about it,
And how do you two feel about being dragged into this by your mother, or was it voluntary?
Well, yeah, it was voluntary. She kind of built this around us, really, because there was this programme called Rock School a few years ago, and I was part of that. So when my mum suggested this idea of, us teaching, we kind of jumped on the opportunity to because that really helped me, express myself through music and want a career in music, really. So if I can do that to other kids, then that's rewarding massively.
I think you were tutor first for one of the summer programs, and then I later became a tutor because originally I was a bit kind of nervous about becoming a tutor because I thought, I only know piano and I'm not sure if at that point I think I was only grade 4 and now I'm grade 5, and I thought maybe I don't know enough to be able to teach these kids as much as I need. But when I started doing it as a junior tutor, I think last summer, it's just really brilliant straight away. On the first summer program which I was in, which was last year, I think it just kind of from the start felt like I was actually making an impact in what I was teaching the kids. And the band that taught that year, I taught that year, they did a really good performance, and much like this year, I think they're also going to do a really good performance, and I'm really proud of what we do here.
So what would your appeal be if someone was listening out there? Maybe they might be a potential tutor, or they might want to fund one of your music projects.
Oh, funders, yes, please, do come forward. Everything that we do relies on funding heavily. We give the kids a massively brilliant experience. This is not just jamming around, for an hour in a village hall. There is aspects of that, obviously, but in our normal programs, we take them into a recording studio, they record an original song, so they get experience of working with a proper producer, and they have to show respect to that producer and vice versa. So they work in a real life environment, so it gets them prepared for, the life and work life. They do interviews, such as they're going to do with you today, Gal, so that's again great. So it's all that kind of thing that we do. So all that is quite cost intensive, actually, I won't lie, because we are not going to scrimp on giving these kids a proper experience. You know, we want them to feel like a professional band, we treat them like that, and that in turn gives them that kind of self-esteem. So, you know, because of that, we do need funding. You know, we try and do it, you know, as best we can with the funding we've got, but we can't run without funding. And so Warwickshire County Council have been incredible in supporting most of our programmes. But anybody who's out there and wants to support anything like this, yeah, that's fantastic. Tutors, yeah, if you feel like you want to get involved, definitely give us a call. We're always on the lookout for new tutors. We're having new programmes all over Warwickshire all the time, you know, if we get the funding. But, you know, they have to understand it's, you know, this has got to appeal to them in many more ways than just like, oh, I'm quite good at playing guitar or keyboards or drums. They've got to really, you know, appreciate what we actually do here. There's so much more than music.
Claire Thomas from Sparky Music, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gal.
You've been listening to From the Midlands, a Whirlwind production. If you've enjoyed listening and would like to sponsor this series of podcasts, details are available on our website at fromthemidlands.co.uk.